Welcome to Growing Dads.
Where I'm Kleph.
And I'm Rich. And
we're Growing Dads. We're discussing everything growing dads want to know and growing families, no matter how your family is constructed.
Growing Dads is all about inspiring all individuals with real-life topics, creating change, and talking through open dialogue. Growing Dads starts in 3,
2,
1.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. Hello, everybody.
I got a haircut.
Looking fresh to death.
He still ain't getting no haircut.
Time.
So, what we want you guys to do, this is a call to action for everybody out there. We are going to put up, right after this, you will see 2 logos. We want you guys to go out and you pick the logos for us, for Growing Dads Podcast. And we're going to rock out with your logo.
Yep, highest votes win.
And we're going to publish it. And then the next time that we're here,
we're going to be fresh to death.
We always fresh.
We always fresh, yeah. So, I mean,
it's hot outside, 100 degrees. I'm in a hoodie.
I was wondering that when we connected earlier. I'm like, bro, it's like 94 degrees outside. What are you doing?
I don't know, man. I had some good experiences. Shout out to Kyrie Irving and the team.
Yeah, he used the game.
Yeah, so that was dope with them out there. I had the girls only.
Yeah,
and they were pretty excited. So yeah, I like that. The games that they had, and he was really interactive, and he really gave the crowd exactly what they were looking for. And then shout out to my man Truck. He actually had us come through, and that was dope. Just seeing him, I haven't seen him in so long, and it was just good reconnecting with him. And then just his team really gave love. It was New York versus New Jersey, and it was at Keene University.
Yeah,
and I was on the New York side.
New York, New Jersey.
It don't matter though. If you put a team together from New York, New Jersey, it's gonna body any team. Yo, I'm gonna call that. Like, listen.
You calling somebody out, man? Or people out?
Nah. If that's the case, I'm gonna have Truck. Yo, Truck. I'm gonna have to have you coach that thing, because we need cats from New York, New Jersey to come together and take on any ballers anywhere. I'll definitely be there. We should have a Growing Dads tournament.
That'll be dope. We're already planning a tour for next year, so.
Yo, Chuck, we gonna call you out, bro. We gonna ask for you to come out, and if we can put something together, and then we get some sponsors to put some money behind it. What's up?
We speaking it into existence. Let's make it happen.
Or how about you have your team, I have mine. But we can have Truck be the GM or whatever, however it goes, and then we figure it out.
We'll figure it out, but that sounds like, yeah.
I'm going to talk hella shit to you.
Let's rock. We always do that.
Yo, we going to speak that shit into existence.
Word. Yes, sir. Yep. All right.
But that was a dope conversation.
Just that whole experience. I saw the clips, yeah. Everybody looked like it was live. It definitely was live.
What you been up to? What's going on in Jamaica and all those other stuff? You got a lot on your plate.
Quite a bit. Good things, though.
Kleph is a international super spy, and he is definitely doing a whole bunch of entrepreneurial stuff, and he's bringing the kids along. Make sure you get your kids involved in the stuff that's going on, but I think it's dope. Just can you talk to us about what you've been doing in that space, why you brought the kids along, and... like, what are you seeing?
I got it, yeah. So, my family originally...
Don't say that. I apologize. Do not say the business, because there are people that will kind of think about... we'll wait till you get it running before we say that. Just, there we go.
Yeah. So anyways, my family, we have business in the construction industry. We have mall quarry out there. We have property, and one of them is a mall quarry. So we supply mall for road contracts. They're building roads. They're building any kind of building. We recently landed a really nice contract down there. They're doing about a 1.5 mile road, and they're using our mall to lay down the foundation before they do that. And that's over in it's like a resort. It's a resort actually. The owners, it's a resort that they are building. So we have dope. That's dope. And then on my spin on thing, because that's the family thing, that's the one thing. Then we also have like a motel in the guest house industry. What do you call it? Hospitality. So we have that. So we're doing construction, building that. And I myself, early this year, an opportunity came up, and I ventured out into the rental industry down there with construction equipment. And it's been cool because my son's is helping me with it. Mainly Micah. Nathan is coming along. He's coming along too. I'm giving him his time. But Micah's been helping me, man. Putting in hours. I mean, so far over the summer, he's put in over like 80, 90 hours already. So he's on payroll and everything. So every week, he sends in his invoices and everything, and that's a cool experience because coming up, my family always had, my dad's always, been an entrepreneur from back home, even my grandparents from way back. So I've always been used to seeing activity and productivity and actions and just some business aspect of things going on. But I haven't been involved in it in the same in the same way. I haven't been involved in it because as a kid, it's the older people doing their stuff, and the younger kids is kind of just off doing whatever. But even coming up, just the way things were, I guess my father I wasn't as active into it until later on, to like my mid-20s.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but from my oldest, he's 14 going on 15. So him being involved in it from a young age, and the business being set up down there, and his name's on a business, and he's actively like managing stuff and doing stuff. That's a cool experience. We'll be down there at nights. Just working. He's putting up listings and we going through things. So that's a cool experience. And as I said, my younger son.
I know what Nathan's doing.
What's he doing?
That's why he ain't helping yet. Exactly. We know.
Boy,
it's all good.
It's all good.
We love you, Nathan, man.
Always.
It's all good. Yo,
always.
Listen, we already know what time it is, bro. When we get you back here, we're going to have to sit you down and explain really what's going on. It's good, though. But Nathan is 12, right? Yeah. And Mike is 14. So I think the age difference, right, is a little bit different. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. We got Nathan actually sitting right here with us.
Yeah,
so
he's in the studio with us.
Nathan, how old are you? You 13?
You could talk.
Yeah. So, horrible uncle vibes, bro. I put you where you were supposed to be at. You're a young kid, but now, all right. So teenage. Dang, my bad. That's what happens. Well, then now you gotta start stepping up. It ain't our fault.
Yeah.
But we're gonna kick back. We're gonna go to the hot topics. Hot topics.
Yes.
So I want to shout out. Yeah, we're gonna shout you out, Nathan. I want to shout out to Elitist Local Roasters in South Orange, New Jersey. They are opening up on this Saturday. Make sure you guys go down there. Go get your coffee. Go taste their coffee. Go taste their cappuccino, their lattes. They got everything going and some amazing food as well. So we think that you guys should definitely be engaged and go see what's going on out there. And all people that are supporting Growing Dads, we really appreciate you guys supporting Growing Dads. One of the biggest things is coming in, and hopefully we could do a Growing Dads podcast at Elitist in South Orange, New Jersey. So
that'll be dope. Yeah, getting in live. And do it live, yeah. Sit down with a couple of dads over some coffee and some good vibes.
And moms.
Yeah,
and kids.
Bring them all. Everybody come down.
We gonna see if the team at Bravery. What you guys think? Give us a clap or give us a cheer or something. Do you think we can make that happen over at Bravery?
All right. So the crowd has spoken.
All right, so let's get into the hot topics.
Yes.
The hot topics is the first thing. Hot topics is where we just talk about things that happen in the news or some recent information that we just want to really touch base on real quick. How you feel about what happened probably about 2-3 weeks ago with the Sesame Street information and the two black kids that were ignored, they say, right?
Oh, they got shafted. That wasn't even an ignore. That was straight rude. Go ahead.
I'm all ears.
All right. Yo, whoever hired that person, like, you got some explaining to do. You have some explaining to do. That person, to do something like that with kids. Now, these are kids. Look at the age of the kids, right? And imagine what went and what those children are thinking about, just being totally ignored and being disrespected like that, right? And then they look up to say, like, they look up to adults already because of just them being at the age they are, all right? And now this is in their head role model, or their, like, for a boy, their action hero for a boy, that would be their hero to say, right, that the action character, their inspiration, right? And she just totally, like, just disrespected him like that. And then the parent is there. This is the other thing, too. The parent is there, and, like, I know everything happening, and probably in her head, she's like, I can't believe this is going on. And she's, like, trying not to create a scene, but at the same time making it known, like, look, what are you doing? Like, the kids is right here in front of you. But, yeah, man, that was wrong. Like, I would have fired that person. There's no excuse, no explanation, or nothing. You're fired. That's
We're talking
a
about
horrible
the Sesame
thing.
Street situation.
Sesame Street, yes.
Horrible. Kleph is fucking horrible for thinking the way he just thought. Horrible. Here's why. It's a parade. You can't shake every kid's hand. That doesn't mean that the person was racist.
The clip that I saw, there wasn't a crowd like that. They were over there, and it was a bunch of kids, and the lady clearly was walking away from the kids, and it wasn't even like a whole mob of them. It was a few of them. She shook a few of the Caucasian kids' hands and interacted, and then, like, the two black kids were right there, and then they were saying hi to right in front of her. I mean, there's no. Wave? She completely ignored him.
Listen, the thing is, you can't, like, I understand that there's a piece to this puzzle where everybody says, yo, listen, I'm black and we're being ignored, and that's not the whole situation, though. Imagine you in that hot ass costume, and you sitting there with that hot ass costume on, right? And you got to dance up and down the damn street. And you're in a parade. Right. Are you stopping to shake every kid's hand?
Okay.
No. Are you stopping to shake every kid's hand?
All right.
And you got to keep it moving. So if you stop, you messing up.
Okay. Now, in this clip, she wasn't in the parade.
She wasn't.
They were off.
They were in a parade, bro. They weren't. It's not like a meet and greet.
Not the clip that I saw.
That's the problem.
The clip that I saw, the kids were there, and they were, like, in a courtyard area.
That's a parade.
I'm talking about it was the Snow White one, not
Okay.
that one.
Snow
But
White's
this
Disney.
that's still messed up.
Now, I would say if you can't even see it, right? But what I'm saying is, how she came up to him, shaking her head, and that gesture, that's a little different.
Okay.
But if you're in a parade, and realistically, I'm in a costume, I can't sit there and shake all your hands and high five all you snotty nosed little kids.
Okay. So what I would start off and say, first of all, I was thinking of another incident, not that one. You did say Sesame Street. I was thinking of the one with
Is that Disney?
Yeah, at Disney with the Snow White. So pause, my error. But in terms of that one,
so hold on, that does that create a whole that's like Pandora's box. Is this thing happening all across now? Is that what?
It's that one is a little explainable because again, yes, they're waving, but they did. We know what it is. They did overlook. They did overlook the kids. They could have waved at them and tagged them, but the other one, the Snow White one, that one was like blatantly. Was it Snow White or what is it? No, it wasn't Snow White. It was.
I don't remember, but I was going off the Sesame Street one that I seen. But I know that there's been others, and as you start to bring those things to light, I mean, I don't know what.
You know what though? Over the past couple of years, we have been seeing a lot more racial situations come up where it's like there's whether that level of entitlement or what, but there's been a lot more
insensitivity.
Yeah, and it's like they don't care. But nah, it's wrong though. Like even with that, I put it like this. Yes, it's hot, you're in a parade, but you got a job. You're being paid to do what you got to do. So it really doesn't matter. When you're out there, like some years ago, I used to work outside in terms of for the city. And we every week would switch up sometimes. There were switches. So sometimes I might be on a road crew. Sometimes I might be, with the people that handle the parks. There's been many times I've been out there and even other things, and it's hot. It's uncomfortable, but I'm getting paid. I'm an adult. That's the job. So,
but there's not always adults in those costumes.
They're still getting paid. They're still like. So what is you're saying? It's like a 16-year-old in a costume doing
16, 18, 19. You're still that's number one. I never said that should be overlooked.
Right.
Number two, if you're looking at something like that, then when you're looking at the Sesame Street or another theme park, there is some insensitivity to it. I think that we're bringing light to it, and it seems like it's not a systemic thing, right? It
actually is a systemic thing. I mean, like
we can't. It's being brought to light more, and I think that parks are. For example, if you're LeBron James, right? You're not saying hi to everybody. I can't say hi to the whole fucking 50,000 people in the stadium, 20,000 people in the stadium. That doesn't work.
Right. But the people in your direct line of path, contact, whatever.
Even if imagine he went to, hey, what's up? And then he walks past a black kid. Like, chill, bro, I gotta go. They gonna say, yo, LeBron don't care about black kids? If it becomes more of a reoccurrence, right? So where every time you go to, if you see multiple videos of that happening in Sesame Street, that doesn't mean that person that's all those characters that are in there is constantly doing that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, looking at that a little differently.
But if that is what I would say though is employee training or the training would have to be addressed to say be more sensitive to the nature of the audiences you're dealing with. And if you're dealing with kids or a theme park or people, you just have to have a certain level of, know how to deal with people and know how to handle situations and not offend someone, especially when they pay for you to be there. They pay their ticket fare. They pay for everything else that's in a park that is bought. So those people do deserve the respect to be respectably treated. And if they bring their children there and they pay for their kids to be there, the kids shouldn't be ignored, overlooked, or to be made felt as if they're nobody or they're overlooked or they're not important. So again, this is the second one I saw. I do know that there are others, yeah, but nah, that one isn't. It's still bad, but it's not as bad as the one from Disney. That was
so
crazy.
I mean, parents, when you take your kids out, I mean, if you have the expectation of them, wanting to see characters and things like that, just be cognizant. I'm not saying to overlook it. Just be cognizant of what the other person being in those shoes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, as you said, it is a job. I just think that most people always see it from the parenting aspect. That's why I was like, horrible. You're not a horrible person.
No, I know I'm not, but
I got another topic for you.
Holla.
Second hot topic. A father turns in his son after his son goes on the run for shooting a man in the head at the local AutoZone. You turn in your kids if he pop, if one of them pop somebody? That ass.
Damn, nah. Like
that's some crazy information.
Like I don't know where he is.
So you would lie.
I don't know where he is.
So you would lie.
It wouldn't be a lie. I don't know where he is.
You definitely know where he is.
I saw him a couple minutes ago, but I don't know where he is. He come home last night. So
would you, as a parent, in this situation, would you lie? Would you tell law enforcement that you don't know where your kids are and it's not 10 o'clock at night? Seriously.
Technicality-wise, if that's appropriate, if he's not in front of me or if they're not in front of you, I mean, technically, you're not lying. But to answer your question as a parent, nah, and I'm probably wrong for that, but no. Okay. I don't know. All I know is, boy, you better find yourself somewhere down here.
If it was
would you? Fuck, would you? Yeah, you're gonna have to sit on that one.
If it's gonna affect the other kids.
Affect whose other kids? Yours or the other? Whose other kids?
No, like the other kids in the house. Because if everybody,
everything is gonna affect the kids. If some stuff like that happen, it's gonna affect everybody.
Okay, so then you come in and you out. Listen, now that person has put the other kids in jeopardy. Harassment. There's a whole that's fine. I'm not gonna force it, but then you might have to get the fuck from around me.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. That's why it wouldn't be a lie. Like, look, you just can't be here. I don't know where you at. I mean, look, the shit already went down the hill the minute the trigger was pulled. Well, you know what I mean? So no matter what, at that point, the minute that trigger was pulled in this situation, this hot topic, like, shit went downhill. It's not a good situation for anybody. Everybody's screwed. So as a parent, it's like...
And you know he guilty?
Or
you know she guilty? Bruh.
I'm speaking from a parent's perspective. I mean, every parent is different, but from a parent's perspective, you know, I
this man turned his son
in. Mm-hmm. the guy turned his son in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's an admirable thing to do. I
So,
but
listen, it is what it is. Yo, I don't know if I would. I'm probably if it's gonna affect the other kids in the aspect where, like, you know, people gonna be running up on them or like, yo, you gonna have to bite this one.
Now, does that change if he's locked up? Would the view of the public or the people around that's affected, would that affect them where they won't bother the other kids or harass the other kids, knowing that, okay, he is locked up? Or, so it's just one of those things where
it is what
it is what it is.
All right. So we appreciate y'all tuning in for that hot topic piece of it.
Yes.
What we getting into today?
Today we're going to talk about our time and the quality of our time and time with kids. How much time is enough time to spend with your children? Do you set a limit on it to say, like, all right, especially in your case with you having multiple kids, like,
you have multiple kids too?
Yeah, I do. On one hand.
Maybe.
So I mean, like, how do you do that? Because you know what I mean, like, and not making the others. So that's one thing. I saw a post online, and it was a father, and it's a situation where he's not with the mom, and when he gets custody time with the child, and he was saying, well, how much is enough? So the quality of the time. So in terms of with that, like, do you have a particular time limit, or to say, like, all right, we're gonna get this?
I'm gonna be upfront. I suck at managing time with my kids.
Okay.
Because I'm more like a hot cold person.
Okay.
What that means is that, like, if it's really a big subject, it's like a flash in the pan. I'll be there, and then I'll devote like an hour, 2 hours, and then maybe for like a week, it's not an hour, 2 hours. It's the consistency that is more important.
Okay.
And I really need, and I'm looking at myself, right? And I really need to, like, I told you this today, like, I really needed to focus on what I was doing. And I was so out of whack.
Okay.
And you can't pour into your kids when you're completely out of whack.
Right.
And so what I did is, I know that I can't get more hours back in the day, right? So what I did was, I stopped and I said, how am I going to start my day and how am I going to end my day? And how do I make time for what's important in my day? Seriously. And I realized that I aimlessly used my time. And where I'm at the age of 37 now, I cannot anymore. Starting now.
Right.
Like, if starting now, I can't. I have to still use my time effectively, but I know my downtime is my downtime, and my go time is my go time. So how I structure my day, before, what I used to do is I used to get up between sometimes 4, 5, 6, walk around, chill,
get yourself together. It's just,
get the kids together, come back, chill, start work, stop, eat. It was like, it changed every day. You can't do that. You have to hold yourselves to so much of a high standard and a discipline that you almost have to get yourself in order, because what I saw is how I run,
right,
emotionally, physically, spiritually. It's how the house runs.
Yeah.
And even though I'm the CEO of the house, like, making an executive decision and go with it.
Yeah.
Cass is still the COO of the house. And that day-to-day piece, like, even when she's not there or she's there, like, whether she's handling business or she's doing some other things, she still has that, like, how things are managed. I manage the household as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? Working from home.
Right.
But it's just a little bit different because she handles it with more grace and more like love. I handle it with more, you got level 1, level 2, and then fuck you.
Mm-hmm. It's more regimented on. Yeah.
And they don't like that. And I'm not trying to be that way, but that's how I have to be in order for something to happen. So what I do in the morning to actually be really super, super effective, and I put this down today, is I need at least 16 hours. 16 to 18 hours being up to accomplish my goals.
Okay.
So my day job gets that 8 to 9 hours,
Okay.
right? Boom. I have 7 hours left.
Okay.
Now, I made time for God before, but not like this. Like, I want when 4:30 hits. If I get up at 4:30, give myself a buffer of 5 minutes, get my ass up. 5:05 with God for half an hour.
Okay.
Just him. And when I'm getting up, I'm not getting up to see what everybody else is like. Get myself together. My reason for getting up is to get up and be with God.
Right.
First and foremost, that's my job, is to get up and be with God.
Right.
So from 4:30 to 5,
Right.
I'm with
That's
God.
locked in. Got it.
So from 5 to about 6, moving around, starting our day a little bit. Then from 6 to like 8, I'm
Right.
locked in on personal development, personal growth,
Okay.
right? And then getting kids to school or letting them be whoever they are. Locked in from 8 till about 6 at work, solely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then from there, from 6, now I'm come back, and now I have to go back into being a dad, because I've taken so much time away from them. I'm coming back. Oh well, you got to do what I want you to do. I have to like switch on dad hat. Yo, what's good? Like what we doing? Like let's play some games. Like I have to transform, and if I don't, that's where resentment's gonna come in, because you choose work over me, and it's not that. I have to provide for you, but I have to be able to do it in the proper, loving way. So listen, when dad locks in from like this time, I need that peace and quiet. You come home, I need y'all to lock in too, because you locking in from 3 to 6 too.
Right.
So locking from 3 to 6, we'll have all the damn fun until fucking 9 o'clock. Let's lock in. One night, we might even fucking start a food fight. Don't throw shit against the wall though. But if we gonna do something, let's lock in and let's do that.
Yeah, just fully immersive. And just
so
we here.
and that's where I wasn't. I'm somewhat in and somewhat out. So I've never been accountable to myself ever, because I felt no one was accountable to me.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that till today. And just having the time, respecting people's time, getting like, as you know, this whole week I've been trying to get with you, and I've had a whole like
That shit didn't work.
Yeah, I'm seeing really like, I don't want to waste your time, because your time is so valuable.
I get it.
When I'm with you. So I want to just leave these to drop something for you guys real quick, and then I'm gonna ask you, what do you do with your time and how you changing that up? Number one, it's okay to create the new version of yourself if the old version of yourself wasn't working.
Of course.
Change is inevitable. You have to change. And I
Embrace
have to
it.
hold myself accountable. You got to set boundaries. First thing people always think about is boundaries for other people.
Right.
100% wrong.
It worked both ways. Boundaries for you and them.
You have to set the boundaries for yourself, so you know what you won't tolerate from yourself, and then you're not going to expect that from somebody else.
Yeah.
When you say, oh, I'm going to set my boundaries, you're not going to do this, but you say that you're supposed to work out, and it's 2 days ago you didn't work out, and you sitting your ass there on the fucking couch eating fucking ho-hos and ding-dongs. That's the fucking problem. It's just that you didn't set the boundary for yourself, so you'll never experience who you really want to be. Never continue to sit in a dark place when you are actually a light.
Yeah.
And
You got to know your worth for that, though, and your value.
if you don't have your boundaries, you won't.
Yeah. I see. I see.
All ideas that you come up with is not to be executed.
Not at all.
All your great ideas are not to be executed.
Not all of them is that great when it comes out. It sounds good inside. Just like when you singing in the shower, you're like, yo.
I'll be sounding great in the shower. If a friend or family member crosses your mind,
Reach out.
Reach out immediately.
Yeah, for sure.
Immediately.
I got to get better at that.
I do that a lot.
What you know what I'll do though? I'll pray for him. Like
yeah, fuck that.
No,
don't pray for me. Call me, because if I die, then what happened?
That is true. That is true. That's why I said I got to get better at that. But yeah, think about you.
Here goes the last thing, and shout out to Hef. Confront your childhood trauma as soon as you see it.
Yeah.
When you find out something. When you find out something is traumatic or it irks you, don't get upset. I'm saying this from somebody that gets upset. Dive deep real quick. Take the time out so that you can figure out when was the first time I've ever felt like this. When was the situation that caused me to feel like this? And why do I lash out the way I do? And you're going to find out the reason why you're lashing out the way you do is because that's what you were taught by somebody else, and that's not a choice that you have.
Mm-hmm. So and whatever way it comes out, because trauma comes in many different ways. You know what I mean? Sometimes even the parent or the other person that caused the trauma didn't fully comprehend the levels of effect it would have, but it still doesn't matter. For the person, you're correct. Address it. Do not just like throw it under the rug or ignore it or anything, because it will bleed into the way you move and the way your character is developed, and that affects how you parent, what kind of worker you are, and all of that stuff. But yeah.
And love yourself.
Always, you have to. If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody.
And then, with all that, I think, like, I never had the time. Mm-hmm. I had the time, but I was in a dark place where I wasn't lit. And I was lit. I could not see. I kept my eyes closed. Mm-hmm. And I went through, like, I was depressed, bro. I was really depressed. And you can't manage your time when you're depressed.
You're not able to be functional though, so yeah, you're not functioning at your highest.
I never in my relation. I was a person depressed, mm-hmm. But you can still be happy in your things and relationship. Like, I just was depressed with myself. Not that I wasn't capable. Mm-hmm. It was just more so like tired, and like you put a lot of energy in certain things. You don't want to put that back. And then now I'm coming out like. I have postpartum too. We'll get into that shit. But when you really like sit there and you get aggravated with yourself,
yeah,
and you take exactly what you said, the time out, man, I couldn't be the father that I wanted to be,
or should be,
in the relationship form that I am now, because there was so much that I wanted to think about, but. As of today, me putting these structures in for myself, right. I know what I'm doing, and don't you can interrupt it, but I'm not going to get unfocused for that, because I need it to get me to a place where I don't need that structure anymore. Mm-hmm. So I need to put a structure so regimented to the point that when I see what I'm doing within that structure, I won't need structure anymore, because I will be able to do a lot with less. And what I ultimately want to do is be with my kids 8 to 9 hours.
Okay.
And if I don't put the structure in, I would only continue to be with them 2 to 3.
So you're saying 8 to 9 hours, which I get it. That's cool. So that means then that in the way you create your environment and your life, or work, everything, even from before this conversation started, I know you've been putting it in place. So that you can achieve that, because 8 to 9 hours, that's like a family business, or that's like a lifestyle to say, whatever y'all doing. And I see a lot of that, a lot more of that now, which is cool. Like families, just whether traveling and based on how their work thing is, like everybody's going and they're experiencing together, and everybody's, and I think that's really dope.
I wouldn't care about taking my kids out of school to go travel somewhere. I don't care about school like that.
Okay.
I do in the aspect, listen, excuse me. pack up your stuff, give us their stuff for a week. Listen, let's go to London. Let's get the stuff out. We're gonna handle schoolwork for the first day or whatever it is, and then listen, we're gonna be home for the first day or two. Knock the schoolwork out. When we go to London, I'm leaving my work phone. I'm leaving everything. We gonna go in there. Listen, London Bridge. No, it's not falling down. We're just gonna be running amok on it. Please do not think I'm not doing nothing. Do not put this out there. Do not think. I stopped it.
But even with that's interesting you say that too. Like how you were talking earlier about like having that buoyancy. I take it as that regiment will give you that buoyancy to say like be able to weather things, and no matter what tidal waves or storms or things come along, you're still able to self-correct and come back. With the kids in that situation, I would have them run a regular schedule to say like every day at a certain time of the day, just like how I pray or we all pray together and start our day off. There's certain activities that happen, and part of the activities is, you do this or you do that. And I'm just taking it from the aspect of like how those families I mentioned like travel and do things together. Because you said around 8-9 hours, you would love to have that time with them.
I think it's realistic. If they get up at around 6 o'clock, they go to school by 8. That's 2. They come back. They have 2 hours, 3 hours of homework. So realistically, I mean, I would like the 8 some hours. If you look at for the week, if you can give your kids 40 hours a week, what does that look like?
That's just like a regular job type situation, an 8-hour day.
And the thing is, why parents get so frustrated is because you try to squeeze a 40-hour work week in 2 days.
Impossible. But that's actually one of the things that's really dope in terms of like even right now with just like the way I'm orchestrating just the legacy for the family and with the kids and everything is to incorporate them into things so that as they get bigger and they're developed, they can come a part of it more. And then, we all together are at the boardroom meeting.
Spending quality time.
Yeah. All right. So right now, I don't spend clearly as much as I need to. I literally have 5 solid businesses I manage in between the family and the offshoots, the ones that I have personally. And then that's not including I have some other outside things like, we have the show here and time it goes to that. And then there's a few other things I'm a part of. And the cool thing with them being with me for the summer is that they see my ecosystem and how I move and work. And then they intertwine with me if I'm, in the office or we're around the table or wherever I'm working. And my oldest son might come and he'll pull up his laptop and he'll start doing something too. I might go on a Zoom and he'll be right there. So he's hearing, he's involved, he's interacting. My younger son, he might come by also. So they're getting to see like, and it's been like that, since they came back from the trip. They've been seeing more and more like how I do what I do and how my schedule is, and they've been involving themselves more with it. So my thing is to say like as time goes on and they're they're growing up in the business, and not only these over here, but when we travel abroad, we're spending time together in some way somehow. And I know eventually one is going to run this operation and one is going to be running that one and so forth. But I'm kind of developing the fertile ground so that there is a space for them. They have their company or they have their stuff here, and we all are able to eventually like have that, as you said, 8-9 hour, or just have more time with the people you love. Like the credit dude, Jose, I love the way he set up his business, and I know a lot of other. There's a lot of others like that companies, but where he has his mom working with him. He got he has his family around him, and one of the things I realized, I was listening to Kevin Hart, an interview he had, and he was just like, "Yo, you could have all the money that you money doesn't mean nothing after a while, but the people that you're around and that's around you, that's what means something. That's where the wealth comes in to say like, all right, we go out like how we do, like we might come over for for one holiday. Whatever. And we will stay like 2-3 days, maybe even a week. I think but we have that quality of life and that flexibility with how we move where we can do that. Mm-hmm. And that's the fun that we have, or the times that we spend together. Whether, okay, today we gonna grill this, and then tomorrow we here, we chilling, we do that, and then we gonna go here. All of those experiences is what builds up the quality of life, and that's the thing that I want to basically like indoctrinate in them also. So with the entrepreneurial lifestyle, or that the way that we're moving, I try to keep a balance where they can be them and grow that way. They still also understand how things work, how money's made, how things come in, and how I move. They respect me, how I move, I respect them. I don't try to put too much expectations on them to say, oh, you should do this or you should do that. The only thing right now, honestly, and Nathan will tell you right there, fast asleep now, but one of their choices, you washing the dishes. If I'm a cook, or if I'm gonna be in the kitchen, and I pretty much cook almost every day. And if I'm in the kitchen 2-3 hours cooking, y'all are washing up. And then they'll wash, they'll mop, and they'll do their little chores, because now I got to get back to work. Because my you know what I mean? So,
do you think you spend too much time at work?
Yes.
Not enough time with them?
Yes.
So can you walk us through what is your plan, or what do you think a plan would be for a parent that feels that way? And how would you, or how are you thinking about going about it to get that time back with them? And they're 13 and 14, right? So does their age matter now, or do you rather spend the time with them when they're older, able to do almost everything or anything, right? So kind of that balance.
It does matter, because I do, because all right, so
the first thing is how are you gonna kind of switch that around, and what is your plan? The second piece of it is, does it matter the age? Like, okay, if they're 2-3 years old, which they're not, right? Are you trying to be everything for them at 2 and 3, or you say, you know what, they really need me at the age of 13, 14, so you want to do everything from the age of 2 to 10, 12 to make sure that by the time they get to 12, you can spend time with them? Mm-hmm. Or are you really saying, you know what, my sweet spot is 2 to 12, because that's when they really want to interact with me, but as teenagers, they really don't. So that's what I'm trying to...
So my way to navigate that is really, or correct that, is really trying to incorporate them into the business with what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Giving them, it started off at first with having them do little things to help out with just whatever research or what was going on. But not to go too long-winded on that, the whole thing I did was just try to incorporate their the business with them, and then I do spend time with them. It's not like I don't. I mean?
Understand.
So,
but I think you should explain how that as well.
The other night it was like 4:00.
You better not say you was watching TV.
Nah. We're playing video games. We're playing FIFA on PlayStation, and we were playing NBA basketball, and we're playing for about a good 45 minutes. You know what I mean? Just playing and chilling, and then and again, that was like I had to be up at 7, and this was around 4:00 in the morning, because again my schedule runs really crazy. Some days I literally, it's like 36, like a good day and a half, and I haven't slept. And then other days it's like on average I'm up for at least 19 hours, 18, 19. I'll get like 3.5 hours. If I check my watch on my sleep monitor thing, I get like 3.5, sometimes 5 hours. 5 hours would be a good sleep for me. And I don't say it like that to say like I feel good about that. I don't. But there is like the way that I'm with the legacy that I want to leave, and also with managing just other things that came into my hand, it's a lot. And then it's my sister. I have 2 other sisters, and it's me, right? Mm-hmm. and me as the man, or the male,
the figurehead,
everything. They don't handle, like, with the stuff back home, and like, and they're not it's not like a,
it's not an interest.
yeah, exactly, you know what I mean. Like my sister, she'll do real estate or flip houses,
let
but
that shit pop, they'll be interested. Well, it's popping,
but it's, yeah, it is.
It's not.
I mean, but even with that, like the way I'm setting things up is to plug different people and family members into certain spots and with certain things. So right now, with the way I had to just navigate things, it just requires a little bit more. And then even and earlier this year, like I got involved with something new within a family business. So it's, as I said, it's a lot. So at this particular place where I am, I don't spend as much time as I want to. They're there with me. I am involved. We will cook. We do a lot of grilling. So at least for the summer here, we've been doing a lot. I taught them how to grill. So they go out. They'll set it up and prep it, as far as the grill and the coals and everything. And then I showed them how to just grill the meat and everything. And I pretty much do have those little pockets of time where, when there is that downtime, it's those sweet spot moments where I just grab it, and talk with them. Just like the other night, both me and Micah had Micah and Nathan, we all had our own separate sessions with each other, in the backyard during the grilling. Nathan was handling a certain portion of the food, and Micah handled another, came in later. And during the times when I came to check on them and see how things were, we'll have a little, 10-15 minute talk with certain things, and I'll go over asking questions, talking, just bonding, spending time. So the way that I adjust right now is just like trying to be present with what's going on. So even if I'm doing stuff, I'm still paying attention. If Mike is in the kitchen doing something, or Nathan is coming back, what are you doing, what's going on, and what you up to, and then we have maybe a little talk here and there. But I try to catch them and just interact with them in a way where they feel comfortable, and they know that, like, if they call me or if they want to go outside and they come, it's like we communicate where, like, you're good, you know what I mean? And it's not nothing where they feel any way where they don't have enough at any time. And I've told them already, like, if you can say whatever you need to me. And if you need this or need time, or you need me to go over anything or show you anything, come and let me know. And they do, So the blessing with everything, although time is the way it is that I see that they understand. So that makes it good, in a sense that I know that my little technique is working, or I'm getting through. We all are getting by. But so for the first part of your question, so I just been trying to incorporate them into my world, so that they understand what I'm doing and how things go, and at the same time I do give myself to them. Where, as I said, we'll do things together, playing video games, or if we doing something outside. And then the second part of your question, repeat it back to me.
I was about to say, you don't remember. I don't even remember that shit either. So what type of advice would you give to parents trying to manage that time? And I think that's what I asked. I was intently listening to you.
To manage that time, there isn't no rhyme or it's a fluid thing. It's just like, you just gotta keep your finger on the pulse in terms of just staying engaged to some extent. It don't always have to be like.
Some parents think of like, yo, if I get with you for like an hour, then leave me alone. Where, are you just around for the hour?
Exactly.
Right.
And it don't work. And I'm realizing too, as they're getting older, they're not as dependent on me as they were before. And the thing that sucked with the situation, I mean, it sucked all over. But at the point where their mom and me split, they were at that sweet spot age where
They were super dependent.
They were super dependent and like, Dad, I want to go to the park, or like they really was like,
they want to be around.
They really want to be around me. Now it's not to say they don't, but they're just so involved in other things. Micah got his stuff going on, and he's getting ready to go to high school. He's working. He's on his own journey now, finding himself with his diet, his alkaline diet, and his health, and learning about just history, Sumerian tablets, the Anunnaki, just history, God spiritually. Yeah, so he's on this level where he's like, on the surfboard, like kind of like, building up to the wave, like, so he has his own excitement and adventure in that. Nathan he's in his place too, where it's the same in the sense that he's advanced in certain areas where he's like, again, self-sufficient. He want to do certain things, but again, the point I'm trying to get at is they're not that super dependent on me. Like, I kind of miss that. So, but I'm there and they're there, and they know that they rock with me. So I know if there's any so I'm not worried about that. But so yeah, for parents, just there's no rhyme or reason, man. Just just pay attention to them, ask questions, and
be there now.
Yeah,
like, so when it's happening, like, be engaged in that time, even if it's for 5 minutes.
Even if it's 5 minutes,
and you're emerged. Mm-hmm. I can't even say the word
emerged.
Right. Immersed.
Or immersed. Okay. Yeah.
For that 5-10 minutes, it's way better than being around them for an hour, 2 hours, and being on your phone and picking up shit and talking. Like, that's not what kids need. No. For me, one thing that I realized.
Yeah.
Is I don't have it. Well, we have teenagers, but I never. From like the 14, 16, I always thought that they would kind of be like, oh, fuck it, I don't care. Mm-hmm. Where they're still engaged at that age. I think the real sweet spot, like, if you're really gonna bust your ass for something, bust your ass from the ages of literally, I think, like the ages of 2.
This is the parent now. The parent, busting.
Yeah, like, if you know that you want to spend time with your kids, everything is really important. But the first like 4 years, are critical. Pivotal. The first 2 years, I think that somebody should be home with that kid all the time. Now the next 2, I think you really look at developmental structures, and then from like 2, between that 2, if you're gonna do that 2 to like a 8, because you can't really do nothing at 2 to 5, 6, like, but that 8. So you have like a 6-year window where if you wanna hit it, and you're fully engaged on the weekend, and when you come home, if you can be fully engaged when you come home and on the weekend, you're exactly where you need to be. And then hopefully you've take those 6 years and you set it up, because from 8 until like 16, that's when they really need you. In my eye.
I think even before that, I think they need before that. Like, the sweet spot, I would say, is from like 5 to 10. 5 to 10, because at that point, like, they know who you are, and they have strong affections and affinity for you as a parent, and you have, I think, in that range, that maximum effect to have that impression on them and really like download into them. You know what I mean? But it's no set. There's no rhyme or reason. Yeah, because some people with the kids and how they move with them and how they were raised, it's so many different factors that go into it. But at the same token, somebody know when you real, and the kids will know when you real.
And I think with that, what you just said is 100%. How you spend your time with your kids is be real with them.
Yeah.
And like, be real with them from who you are. Don't let them see always the parent. Let them see the kid in you. Let them see the adult in you, what you're trying to do, and get them engaged. They're going to love you for it eventually. They're going to understand that this shit hard.
Yeah, they're respected. They're gonna realize, yeah, I'm a human too. Mom's a human, dad's a human. Like, they make mistakes, but if you show them how to correct it, like if I mess up, my bad, I apologize. I didn't realize.
Keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck with your kids.
Like,
man.
share, subscribe. We love them. We gonna come to your town.
Come on, subscribe down below, man. You already know what time it is.
Click on it.
We love y'all, man.
We love y'all.